Wake up with Carson Daly.
Well, how about that? 7:35, LA's new 97.1 AMP Radio. Carson Daly in New York, producer Angie in Los Angeles. That is a new sound there from Ariana Grande, who joins us live in studio. Ariana, good to have you here this morning. What was it like to hear Baby I on the radio just now?
Thank you for having me. It was really exciting because, you know, the radio's playing in the studio, obviously, and I was in the bathroom, so I was peeing and listening to myself sing at the same time. So it was
nice. You know you've made it when you're urinating and you hear yourself in a public bathroom.
I was like grooving while I was peeing. It was great.
You can't help but notice there's such a real, Mariah Carey just must have been an influence for you. I mean, it just harkens back to a time when I was at MTV in the 90s, hearing that pop music with just a really, really strong female voice.
Well, yeah, thank you. I love Mariah. I love Whitney. I love Brandy. I love Monica. I love TLC, Destiny's Child. Like, that was like my favorite era, like the late 80s like to early 2000s. Like, that place for women in music was great for me.
You
like,
weren't even alive in the late 80s.
I know, but you know, I listen back and I'm super inspired. I love it.
You should have heard her doing some vocal exercises in here. It was an octave that I've never, ever heard.
Let me hear it, Ariana. Let me hear it.
I don't know. I'm under pressure.
Me.
Did you hear that?
Just stretching.
Oh my gosh.
Great.
They're waking up. Their chords is waking up.
8 dolphins just jumped and breached out of the Pacific Ocean just
And
now.
9 dogs just passed out.
Ariana Grande live in studio, and you got a new record coming out called Yours Truly. We're excited for that. Tell me a little bit about this record, and are songs like The Way or Baby I, is that pretty indicative of what we'll hear?
Yeah, there's a handful of records that have that sort of throwback to the 90s vibe, and then the rest of them are just sort of like a really cool, special, fresh sound that I think me and the producers that I worked with have done a really good job with coming up with on our own. It's fun because the ones I wrote 3 songs on the record, and the ones I wrote have like a little bit of a doo-wop-y undertone to them, and that was like my favorite thing. I don't know, they're really special and cool, and I think the album is very listenable, and I wanted to make sure that if I were buying the album, I wouldn't want to skip over any of them.
Right, your name might be new to some people listening, but you've been doing this for quite some time. Remind everybody a little bit about your background from Florida, and when you even got into this business. You were what, 7 or 8 or?
No, well, yeah, I guess. I was doing children's theater when I was 8 years old. I grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, and I started with children's theater, and I just didn't stop. Like, I loved singing and I loved performing live. I just loved being on stage. And then I finally auditioned for a Broadway show when I was around 13 years old, and the musical was called 13 by Jason Robert Brown, and I booked that, which was really cool. I was on Broadway when I was 14, and then I moved to LA and I auditioned for a TV show called Victorious, and it wasn't even titled at the time. And then I did that, which was really cool, where I played Cat Valentine. Now I'm doing a spin-off as well as music, and I've been working on the album like at the same time for the last 3 years, so it's been really cool to see it come to life, and finally it's here now, and all the songs are mixed and done, and it's crazy. I feel antsy because I'm like waiting.
Right, well, congratulations. I mean, that right there is a meteoric rise in just a few short years. But what happens is when you're working on Sam and Cat and you don't know how your new record, Yours Truly, is going to do, you're sort of hedging your bet. But when you put out The Way with Mac Miller and it went platinum so fast and it peaked so well on Billboard, I mean, now you're starting to... That surprised you? Tell me a little bit about The Way. You're setting yourself up now to maybe make a choice between TV and music. Where do you fall?
With music, I think. I love my experience that I've had on Nickelodeon, and I'm so thankful for it, and I love the people I've met through it. But, you know, as far as acting goes, it's not where my heart is for sure. If I had to pick, I would definitely pick music in a heartbeat.
And you got, we're listening to a little bit of The Way right now with Mac Miller. Who else is on your new record that you wanted to work with?
Well, I really, for the longest time, I wanted to work with Big Sean, and I love him so much, and we did a song together called Right There, and it was so exciting, and yeah. So I do a song called Right There with Big Sean. I do a song with Nathan Sykes from The Wanted, and it's called Almost Is Never Enough. And I think that's all that's like done right now. As in the future, I think we'll probably like if we pick one as a single that we think could have a cool feature on it, we'll maybe throw somebody on it.
Well, good. It's more you for us, and that'll work out nicely.
I'm excited.
On September 3rd, when the record comes out, Ariana Grande live in studio, what are you going to do to support it? I mean, you're going to go out, you're a young girl, you got a lot of irons in the fire, if you will. I know Scooter Braun, Justin's your manager as well. He's a good guy. He's been down this road before. Tell me a little bit about what the fall brings for you in the form of tour.
Well, I get to open for Justin for the final 3 dates of Believe, which is really exciting. It's going to be an insane experience. It's my first time performing with in-ears in my ears, which is crazy. It feels so weird because I love using my natural ear. I'm so used to like using my natural ears for everything. But like when I put them in my ears, they go so deep into my brain that like I can't hear anything else. It's the only thing I can hear is the music, which is great. I love it. No one else in the world I can hear. It's wonderful. But it's definitely weird and something to get used to. So I'm doing Believe, and then I start on my own tour, the listening sessions, which is gonna be happening before the album is out. So we're playing like intimate venues for my fans just so that they can get like a first look at the album. So we're performing the entire album top to bottom for them.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll be fun.
I'm so excited about it.
You're so cute.
And then
it's
gonna be Christmas. I mean, you're gonna be busy for a long time.
Yeah.
You can go to arianagrande.com for all the details. Twitter, you're at Ariana Grande. I'm sure you have a gazillion fans who want to keep in touch with every move you make. So good to have you in Amp Radio today. We're big fans.
Thank you for having me.
We're early believers, if you will, and we've been making small listening sessions out of our own radio station by playing your music, and we're happy to do that. Yours truly is the record. You knew that. It's out September 3rd. Safe travels. So great to have you at AMP today, Ariana. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
The most music every hour with Carson Daly, 97.1 AMP Radio.